how do I get that capital? Because require huge investments, thin margins.
China has shown to the world that manufacturing is a hugely lucrative activity if you do it well. I feel that the Indian cities need to have better infrastructure. There should be a footpath besides each road.
How do you think, as a person that wants to start a manufacturing unit?
That Meta was poaching engineers from OpenAI and offering them 50 million, 100 million over the long term.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to today's episode of Founders Decoded. And today we have Tushar Kansal, who is a founder of Consultancy Venture Services. He's a founder and a CEO, which is located in India. He brings in more than 25 years of experience in startups as well as founder journeys. I'm really excited to have him here today. Yeah, I agree with you. Government needs to get more involved in quality of Indian life as well. I think starting from milk, to be honest, for some of the people.
Yeah,
And even like food products, like the how much fertilizer we use is entirely different compared to Europe. Europe has a different food way of
right,
growing food, and I
right.
actually liked European food rest of anywhere in the world at this point, but I still appreciate Indian food because it feels a lot fresher than here. I have to go to
Right.
a farmer's market to get good quality food that did not lose nutrients.
In the US, like it is so capitalist that if you go to your store to buy products, there are 100 brands for each thing, and all of them have minute labels. And if
Yeah,
you start reading them, you'll understand that nothing is organic.
yeah,
And vegan and organic is charging you 5 times the price.
yeah,
And in the US, they do all these things so easily. They'll change the genetic structure, they'll make it more appealing, they'll do all those things, and hence that is very dangerous. In India, the families, they believe in serving fresh food. So
yeah,
that is the source of why people get hot and fresh food every day, because actually the women in the house are supposed to make it fresh. But those who are based outside, I've seen many people follow the Americans and the Europeans, that they'll cook one day and they'll keep the entire food for 7 days in the fridge. And
yeah,
even those kind of practices are resulting in not proper nutrition.
yeah. I agree. I do cook my food every day because being a little bit part of Indian, and otherwise the worst case is I go salad.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
which is
because what
kind
can
of I
go?
consider myself healthy.
Yeah. No, I think the solution is to cook yourself. I mean,
Yeah,
if you know cooking, then probably you can always tend better towards your own health.
I agree. Like when you enjoy your taste of your own food, I think you will not even go outside to eat it.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah. I remember when I was in college, during COVID especially, I made like um, morning morning to afternoon there is a like a mid snack period that I was doing a keto diet completely, so I was cooking literally different things. My
Wow.
my cooking potential expanded to like cooking 400 dishes or something and making my own recipes, but that was like
Right.
a very rewarding for me because um, there was no one in my house and you cannot go outside, you cannot socialize. So cooking was a reward and baking.
Wow. Okay. And cooking is also a kind of a, it is also a kind of a meditation kind of activity.
Yeah,
Like, if
therapy.
you are putting a light music and you are just, your office work is done, and then you are slowly making a nice little dish, it kind of gives you it's like shopping in a way, right? I mean, you are
Yeah.
creating something new, you're buying something different, and I wish, in India, the males would, everybody should learn cooking, because it is high time that, a couple in which both of them are working, no way that the woman can do the job also, manage the kids also, and do cooking also. It
Yeah.
is no way. It is not possible, especially
It
when you are
is,
not staying with your own parents.
yeah. Even when staying with grandparents as well, it will be hard because taking care of grandparents are also is a thing. And I think there is a huge generational gap as well when it comes to grandparents, parents, and kids
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
seeing eye to eye of things. And
Yeah, absolutely.
just in even in the food, like someone wants uh, dosa because it's not idli, and someone
Right,
wants
right.
upma to go with dosa. So many demands, and there is only one
Absolutely,
person
absolutely.
making the food, and
Yeah,
also
then
managing the business, managing the kids going to school.
the
It
funny
is,
thing is, I've seen couples who are 45 years old and 50 years old and 40 years old, and they are kind of, the guy is complaining to the wife that, you don't find me attractive anymore, and we have lost the heat in our relationship. Come on, yeah, that person is cooking, she's managing kids, she's doing a
yeah,
job, and what else do you expect? Yeah, I mean, it's
yeah.
literally the whole thing flies out of the window.
I want the guy to cook as well. Like both have an efficient life where they talk,
Right,
they go on vacation, they go enjoy. Again, come to do whatever work you're doing. Leave the stress, business at business place. And again, just
right,
because you're coming home for 8 hours, you basically even just talk for 1 hour, 2 hours a day
right,
and have that
right.
peaceful time. I wish that people have that. And
But
yeah,
things are getting better. I've seen a
I
lot of
agree.
males who cook now. Definitely.
I seen that. I seen that, especially with our generation, changed a lot. Even my uncle, he cooks a lot in the house as well,
Oh wow.
which,
Okay.
yeah, which I have seen a lot of people don't do, but I'm happy he
Yeah.
does. And oh, we went to cooking from startups. So one more thing, thought of asking you is, let's say just not just startups. Now, I noticed that you also work on mergers acquisitions, also building, let's say, manufacturing unit. I'm just giving example. India is focusing on building manufacturing units, and how do I get that capital? Because manufacturing units have thin capital, sorry, thin investments, require huge investments, thin margins, and they're not face of any marketing product. How do you think, as a person that who is a wants to start a manufacturing unit, needs to proceed? Like,
See, Revan, you have to appreciate, China has shown to the world that manufacturing is a hugely lucrative activity if you do it well.
yeah,
So, you should have, like, a road which is already there to your plot. The nature of the plot should already be industrial. All the electricity, water approvals, licenses should be easy. The country should have good logistics, so that you can send your stuff easily to ports, and to the logistics providers. And all these things require a lot of coordination between the government and the industry.
Yeah.
And apart from that, if you do manufacturing as a long-term activity, then the money is huge. The
Yes.
money to be made is huge. And just to give you an example, whenever Chinese companies, whenever they start selling outside China by something which is produced in China, so the Chinese government gives them a subsidy, and
Yeah.
the subsidy is given so that these companies sell below the price in foreign countries, and the local companies of the foreign countries, they get decimated, they get closed. And once they have the whole market, then they start increasing the prices once they
Yeah.
have the pricing power. This is what they did in smartphones. There
Yeah.
was a time when Micromax, Lava ruled in India. But these companies were getting the phones contract manufactured in China. So
Yeah.
China launched their own brands, and because they had control over the manufacturing, they had full control over the manufacturing. So that is why they undersold the smartphones, and Lava and Micromax closed down. And today, 90% of India's smartphone market is with the Chinese, and they are selling it at a price which is super lucrative to them. Manufacturing in India has picked up because the coordination which is required between government and industry has increased quite a lot in India. Like, the four labor codes,
Yeah.
like ease of business. Like, today opening a company takes only 4 days in India, including all the approvals.
Wow.
So things have improved, but still the easy money chases services.
Yeah.
It chases consumer companies, front ended, platform driven, technology driven, asset light. The serious money does not chase manufacturing in India. People are very scared of putting money in manufacturing in India.
No, I agree that
That
with
is
you.
why I'll tell you a story of two IITians who had created a robo in Noida near Delhi, which learned how to create furniture. And these guys got money initially from Y Combinator, and they wanted to create a sustainable business here. But the only serious money which they were getting was from Chinese investors, and the Chinese investors were telling them to shift the entire thing to China.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of handicaps. I've personally seen my manufacturing friends that somehow manufacturing is not easy in India.
Yeah. No, I agree because like I come from that
Things
family.
have become better. Like now you have a CGT SME scheme wherein you can take unsecured loan of a good amount, 5 crore, 10 crore, and so earlier those things were not there. And the three taxes have been reduced by the Modi government: corporate tax, income tax, and GST. So that has been a huge positive. And land, nowadays, all the industry bodies are giving land easily, like in Andhra, Uttar Pradesh, in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Haryana. uh, you are getting land easily. Things have become better. Like, I was on the board of a company which came out with an IPO of $4 million, only $4 million, and they had taken me on the board of directors as a financial influencer. And they said that we want our IPO to be successful. And you will be surprised to know that for an IPO of $4 million, they got IPO bids of $2 billion,
Oh wow.
16,600 crore. And once they raised this kind of money, everybody was giving them land. Madhya Pradesh was giving them land, Uttar Pradesh was giving them land. Everybody was giving them land to set up a factory, pre-approved, with proper uh, change of land use from agriculture to industrial.
Wow.
So I personally know that things have become better.
Interesting. How were they starting with a capital of zero or were they already have a business manufacturing unit and then
No,
going
no.
to IPO?
With a zero capital, you can't do an
I
IPO
know,
in
I know.
India. You have to be a Yeah, you have to be a profitable company. You have to have net profits, good profits. So they were a profitable company, but they did their IPO in the SME IPO exchange.
Hmm.
So this is another success story of the Modi government. They made the SME IPO exchange really well. So nowadays more than 500, 600 companies are getting listed on the SME IPO exchange every year, and they are raising huge amount of money. Earlier, that
Interesting.
exchange used to be dead, like there were hardly very few IPOs. But look at the statistics of the last 2 years. It has been amazing.
Interesting. I would definitely consult you on SME IPO because I think my dad's goal is
Sure,
to have a IPO for his company in future.
sure,
Yeah,
definitely. Be
definitely.
happy to assist you. We are associated with the largest anchor investor in the SME IPO space, which has investments of more than 18,000 crore.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
It's called Rajasthan Global and LRSD Securities.
Oh,
So I'll be happy to definitely
yeah.
assist you on that.
Yeah, definitely. Because like what they build is plastic eh, plastic based products, but also like now they are moving into packaging sector, recycling products because like there are less automated recycling industries in India and multi-purpose industries as well. So he wants to grow
Sure,
in that space, like making products, but let's talk about that other time besides the podcast. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
sure, sure.
thanks a lot. And quick question on when you said manufacturing, raising funds for manufacturing is easy, let's say there are two people. One is a foreign investment like Kia, Hyundai, or for them, it is an easy part. Let's say even currently, semiconductor startups that are not startup, fabs that are slowly getting built in India, still they face challenge in fund because building semiconductor manufacturing facilities takes like almost $2 billion investment. Literally, that's uh, same the size of SME Capital Exchange.
Right, right, right.
How do you think like India can?
So, perspective. So the whole perspective is that when it comes to manufacturing, hardware, manufacturing, any kind of asset-heavy business, then the early stage money is not existent in India,
Yeah,
non-existent. But the late stage money is definitely available. You
yeah,
have subsidiary companies of the banks who are funding them. You have ICICI Ventures. You have and a
HDFC.
lot of private equity funds. Yeah, you have a lot of companies. Uh, but many of those companies have US money, Canadian money, Brookfield, Bravia,
BlackRock.
US Blackstone, BlackRock. So you have all these humongous pension funds, endowment funds. You have private equity funds. You have sovereign wealth funds like Temasek, GIC, Mubadala. You have whatnot. So all these people are heavily into late stage investments, and they are happy looking at manufacturing and hardware and all these asset heavy industries,
Yeah,
and they fund these industries well. But early stage is a challenge.
yeah.
Definitely it is a challenge, and probably you will have to find some angel investor who has deep pockets and who can put in like 100 crore, 500 crore, and which sorry.
It's okay.
So these angel investors are not many who can put in serious money for these kind of projects, and they look for a lot of certainty. They look for a lot of risk-free kind of investment. So,
Yeah.
for example, if they are putting in money into a project, then they will expect that everything is taken care of. The
Yeah.
government is, providing them tax breaks. The land is available. The technology tie-up is there, and so that is the whole, and that is where the role of the government also comes in. So, there are many funds who, like, the UAE king had come to India, and he promised the government that UAE will invest $85 billion in India.
Wow.
Now, how does that money come to India? That money will come in only when the government gives them projects which are risk free. And
Yeah.
the government tells them, okay, BPCL is setting up a $10 billion refinery, and it is a government company, PSU company, which is setting up, so there is no problem.
Yeah.
So then they will put in money. This is the
Interesting.
reality of manufacturing and asset heavy companies in India.
Interesting. I That's a good strategy.
And the China is always there. We have a trade deficit of more than $100 billion with China, because people feel instead of setting up the whole manufacturing plant, going through the whole rigor of it, it's better to simply import from China.
Yeah, there is that definitely. I think manufacturing in India is also pushed by the government for security of government as well as like security of India and jobs. And now manufacturing landscape is also changing to dark factories, which is the new truth. And
You mean the fabs
I
and
agree with you, like
the semiconductors, and yeah. So, if you look at the semiconductor plants which have come in India, they require a lot of electricity. They require huge amount of
water.
sorry. They require huge amount of upfront investment, uh, and to that extent, they require a lot of again government support, and a lot of semiconductor companies have come up in India. They have set up plants in Gujarat, in even I think Andhra as well. And but I feel that uh, this whole data center and this whole fab thing and semiconductor thing, it is easier to set them up in China or US than
Yeah.
in India, because the capital is also costlier here, and they require a lot of water consumption, and mostly the biggest thing is they require a lot of energy, because they require a lot of electricity. That is why,
Yeah.
I saw that Nvidia had even signed up with a nuclear plant in US to buy all
Yes.
their electricity. But AI is yet to prove whether those kind of trillions of dollars of investments will be worth it at the end of the day. So it is
Yes, definitely.
speculation, because there are 7 8 companies which were rotating the stock market money between them, like Oracle, Nvidia,
Yeah. The big seven.
Apple, Google, the top seven, the Mag seven, and whenever they announce job cuts, then their stock prices used to boom,
Yeah.
because people used to say that AI is bringing in efficiency. But that trend has got over now. Now, Goldman
Yeah.
Sachs has said that if anybody is announcing cuts because of AI, then the market is punishing those stocks. And Salesforce CEO is on record to say that they retrenched 4,000 people out of 9,000 because of AI, and later on they regretted doing that, because they thought that
Yeah.
AI was not perfect and they required these people. So when you talk about semiconductors and data centers and the AI related heavy investments, then uh, the truth is still out there. What shape it will take, and whether those investments will turn out to be good return on investment.
Definitely understandable because, as you said, like Salesforce did hire back some. Also, I noticed that Google and Meta hired back. Uh, I have a friend, sorry, who worked in Meta and he got laid off later, 3 months later. They literally paid him almost, he was getting paid like almost 300 or something. And later he got hired back for $1 million. Is company spending more or
Wow.
less? Yeah.
What do you think about the fact that Meta was poaching engineers from OpenAI and offering them 50 million, 100 million over the long term?
I think uh, the salary uh, expectation was high, but I don't know the entire details of their packages. But people who went, some of the people even have regretted going to Meta from OpenAI because that's what I heard just through a family friend of mine who worked in OpenAI, but he works now for Mira Murati startup.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it,
one
got
of
it.
the reasons,
So
like
many of the people
even
was not very sure of what they were building. I think that's what you mean to say.
not just very sure, but the vision of Mark is different. But I think like it's a little bit harder for even them to execute it. Like you take an AI leader, but you need a lot of people that who can execute things. Like
Right, 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 right.
on-device AI has been one of the hardest things because Apple is trying to crack it, but it is still not successful. Lenovo is currently coming up with 2026 features on-device AI. Haven't yet to test, but still, the AI that was promised and the AI that was there is two different.
Sales also said. They said that for us to replace a human being with AI, the AI has to be perfect,
Yeah,
but it is not.
I agree. And that's when I think you are keeping 2x your capital, not 2x, probably 10x your capital.
Yeah,
And
right.
I also think notice the differences between each and every company now, how they are approaching AI. So OpenAI is trying again going back to consumer space, and they're coming up with a device. I'm still not sure what the device is because um, I'm guessing based on their hiring portal. So I noticed that they have chip designers, they have Stargate, the $500 billion investment from Trump and Oracle put together,
Right.
and also acquiring Johnny Ive startup. So probably like they are also trying to crack an on-device AI. They're also trying to crack an on-device AI that is focused on ChatGPT, mainly like assistant based. Let's say just glasses is there or like band is there. What Meta is doing, uh, asking like, "Hey, remind me this." It does remind you at that point of time, or like currently our on-device AI is not capable to do multiple actions at once. Like as we
Okay.
say, like agent feature was there, but it's still not capable enough. So maybe doing
Okay.
that into the ecosystem does help them. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Understood. Understood. So the jury is out there, you mean to say.
Yeah,
Time will tell whether AI proves to be as good as they market it to be.
yeah. I think perfection comes through at some point because, like, if you see China, like efficiency improved, and
Right.
it will hit at some point of the time. Like self-driving cars is again a thing, but it again hits a lot of different parts of people where having people is making life more expensive. I don't know Elon Musk's theory about um, people not needing to work and everything will be free, universal healthcare. I don't agree
Right.
that a capitalistic country thinking that everything is free.
Yeah.
Even a socialistic country also, I will not agree.
Right.
So,
No, but the US is a different kind of capitalist where Trump will send you $2,000 by from the tariff money, and he will cap the credit cards interest rate at 10%, and he will disallow the large financial institutions from participating in family homes, and and then you have easy debt available, and you can buy everything on the first day, house, car, with debt, and then keep on paying a small interest on it throughout your life. And the US is a different kind of animal. It
yeah,
is it is it is a highly capitalist, highly welfare state, and highly individualistic, all at the same time.
yeah. And US also has a good way of marketing things. Even bad news is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good news is
One
market
of my
more,
friends
bad news is market
telling me
less.
that, yeah, yeah, I think they scrub the internet because they control Google and they
Yeah,
control all these companies. I think they don't let any negative story, like, I got to know that in the US there are almost 7,500 approximate cases of firing which happen, indiscriminate firing. But what gets reported in media is only once every 3 months or 2 months.
yeah. I don't know how often the firing occurs, but there are some apps that actually track crimes. And when I installed during COVID, there was like there was a sexual harassment guy got arrested here. There is this person got arrested here. Literally, in our block in USC had like uh, 10 things that were shown in the map at different points of time. And
Okay.
so I don't know, like after watching that, I was like, no, I need to get out of this app. I just don't care what's happening. I'll take care of
What is
myself.
your
I'll
opinion
not do
about
any harm.
the guns, the gun culture, the easy selling of guns in shops, and I think no politician in the US has the guts to challenge the gun lobby and the right,
Yeah, it is hard because it's a industry.
right.
Like there are
Wow.
states that have stricter gun law. Even some of the stricter states, literally like one time I went to grocery shopping outside Stanford. So like Palo Alto is in Stanford is in Palo Alto area, and there was a guy who literally got a sniper inside. I was shocked because I never seen that. I heard like stories, but at the same time, like
Mhm.
just walking that, and literally like later, immediately, 2 or 3 minutes later, cops came and arrested and took him out. I don't know what he was planning, but I felt like there is a disaster averted.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Wow, that is like so risky, right? I mean, just imagining this whole thing.
Yeah. I don't tell the stories to my parents so that they don't get freaked, but I think I just told them at this point now. Hopefully not.
Right,
They don't see that. And
right.
um, but at the same time, like when you try to keep yourself safe, I think you are safe here most of the time. You
Okay.
have to be socially aware, self-aware of things.
Right.
Even in India, let's say
Mhm.
you're going in the busiest roads, you get knick-knacked on a wallet that does not get
Right.
reported. there are several cases of rapes that does not get reported, or even some of them get reported and not serious consequences were taken.
Right, right. Agree. That is a universal phenomena. But but what I feel all the time is that the US really controls the internet, so
Yeah,
they are able to. And they have things like at the time of visa, they will check your social media if you have published anything against the US, and they have all these things. So people generally keep quiet, and especially Indian Americans, they tend to just be very neutral, very safe,
yeah,
and not get politically involved, not lobby like the Jewish people, and not become very centric like the Chinese people. And I guess that's what the Indians tend to do out there for the right reasons.
yeah. No, I'm very politically neutral because, like, I see both sides of the coin, and I don't have voting power. I don't, I cannot do anything. And
Yeah. That's another thing, because I think even the green card doesn't get you voting power, right?
no, once you become a citizen, US citizen, it gets you
Yeah.
voting power. Imagine, like,
And,
I think reading social media news is uh, different in a sense, like, um, it's affecting people currently a lot. And imagine someone posting saying, like, I'm gonna kill this person, XYZ person.
right,
And that
right,
is how scary it is. Like, literally just them confessing on a social media and them coming
right,
onto your door and knocking. Oh, can I come to your country because I want to kill this person? Even India won't allow that. So it's
right.
just that,
No, that
like,
this whole liberal thing and the woke thing kind of has spoiled Europe and US in many ways, and
yeah,
UK as well.
I
But
think,
more, I think it has spoiled UK and Europe more.
yeah,
The US is still slightly insulated from this kind of immigration.
yeah, I think there is something that I've noticed even when I was in the city. Um, One of my friend's brother told me about how things were in the schools. At that point of time, he was 13 or something, and he said, like, not having a boyfriend or a girlfriend is not good fashion,
Okay,
or like labeling things is not good fashion. I agree, whoever it is, them being what it is, but there is a way of forcing, let's say, people drinking alcohol. Some people want to drink alcohol for sake of drinking alcohol, even though, and some people uh, just force themselves so that they can be socializable.
right.
And
Agree.
forcing themselves is bad, but if you want to do it, do it.
Right. Agree there
Yeah,
with you.
I don't support or I don't deny. So,
So do you
and
feel that Indians in the US should get organized politically like the Jewish lobby in the US?
I think there is less influence from Indians on Indian politics, but Indians are also a major vote bank.
Right. They are like almost, I think, 5 million Indians in the US, right?
Yes. And I think that is getting Indian origined people places, but namesake, but I don't think they have power to do anything, probably.
Yeah. Now, no,
But
right
Kashyap
now they
Patel
don't.
has, so hope he does not watch this, but
Yeah.
I think he does.
Yeah, that was really amazing,
Yeah.
especially Rishi Sunak and Kash Patel, and that was really awesome. Like, FBI head and
Yeah,
And Rishi Sunak, imagine, telling your son, your daughter that you go study in Stanford and then you become the Prime Minister of UK.
yeah.
Like, it's like amazing. Like, you know,
I think there is also, how do you say, in here, there is a color and race based politics that happened in UK, um, because Rishi Sunak got people out of like UK out of bankruptcy, literally, most of.
right. He literally did, yeah. After Liz Truss, she made the mess of it, he brought them out.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people don't know that. And I heard that there is a lot of racism in UK towards Indians as well. That my brother went and I don't, he also told me that. So that's one of the reason he is like, I'm not gonna stay here, I'm gonna come back.
But for Rishi Sunak to openly say that he's a Hindu and
Yeah.
then they made him the PM, I thought that was a double whammy. Like, that was a cherry on the cake. Like, it was. I couldn't believe myself. I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah. Also, one last thing, thought of asking about Delhi smoke. I think that is also needs to be talked,
Yeah,
needs to be
yeah.
influenced, and need to be changed somehow. As a Delhian, I don't know what it is called. How do I say that? New Delhian?
Delight.
Delite. Not Deloitte, Delite.
Yeah.
Um, how do you feel this needs to be addressed? And because China did address smog issue in Beijing in 2010 to 2014, um, I think India needs to take that steps in similar ways, but what's stopping governments doing that rather than like just allocating budget, spraying water across the streets?
Yeah, so what happens is that Delhi sits on the Indo-Gangetic Plain, and the whole Indo-Gangetic Plain is bound by Himalayas in the north and Aravallis in the south.
Yeah,
So what happens is that at the time of the new year, the farmers in Punjab and Haryana and some in Uttar Pradesh, they burn the residual crop
yeah,
during October, and that smoke starts rising, and the vehicular smoke is already there, and so what happens is that suddenly the snow starts falling in the winters, and the air above in the above stratosphere, it becomes cold,
yeah,
but the air below is hot, and on the fog this whole pollution settles down, and that whole air gets trapped between the cold air in the top and Aravallis and Himalayas. So this whole plain, it gets a smog which is an AQI of 400 to 2000, which is like cuts your life by an average of 10 years.
yeah,
And to to solve this, it requires a mammoth effort of Delhi government, central government, Haryana government, Punjab government, Uttar Pradesh government, and it requires a lot of effort, um, which they have been trying to do, but it is not easy. Like,
yeah,
they keep on putting curbs on many things, like curb on construction, curb on polluting vehicles, and they keep on doing that. But this problem doesn't go away,
yeah,
and especially since the last 3 months, like we in Delhi, we have been dealing with an AQI of more than 400, which is really so bad because people are ill and people are taking in this polluted air, which cuts their lives, and old
yeah,
people with asthma and other ailments, they tend to face the brunt of it.
yeah,
And now, the government is trying to do something like, I've heard that in Punjab and Haryana, the stubble burning, pirali burning, that residual crop burning, they have reduced by almost 50%. So they have been telling farmers not to burn the crop, and
yeah.
it is succeeding to some extent. But still, the way Beijing solved this problem 15 years back, India needs to do something about it, because people are just getting their lifespan is getting cut short.
I agree. I think the differences that Beijing did is I read through documentaries as well um, because it also has like the Gobi Desert and similar way of getting trapped between two different types of forests and landscapes and terrains. They also had like factories, smoke coming from factories and everything. So how do you say? They found ways to release less toxins to air, water, basically like just trapping, mixing with some chemical and making it as more solid form.
Right, right, right.
And that
Yeah.
way, like you don't have to release it to the air. And
Because it's a single government.
yeah, I agree.
It's much easier to do something there. But here, separate government in Punjab,
Yeah,
separate government in Delhi, separate government, so that's a
Haryana.
big problem.
Yeah,
Yeah, municipal has elections, it has separate parties in power, and
yeah,
um, Delhi, especially, the center is here, municipal is here, state is here.
yeah,
So, but I'm very hopeful, because at at this moment, all the three, municipal, state government, and central, all three have the same party.
yeah.
So I'm quite hopeful that something will get done here.
I hope so too. And fingers
Yeah.
crossed. I think observing Delhi, I think other cities also should take measures before it start. Like Visakhapatnam, even though it's a growing city, but having a steel plant nearby is good. But at the same time, like it affected a lot of people. Also had asthma at some point of time, and
Okay.
yeah, similar to Delhi story, but it did not get much popular than state, and
Right.
I think that affected a lot of people's health as well. Like people, if they're from Vizag, at least I had 10 friends that who had asthma, and
Okay. Wow. That's
like
sad
15
to
of them
hear.
from
I
Vizag.
mean,
Yeah,
wow. Really sad.
yeah.
But I hope now it would have become better. Somebody would have done something about it, or is it as bad as before?
I think like reducing deforestation helped, and also I don't know how much it is now because I still have not looked into it to be honest to say how much it reduced. But
Mhm.
there are efforts being taken by local government to address the issues as well. Uh, every lesson is being learned, so and rectified,
Right.
and
Okay.
yeah. I think with respect to Delhi, like they need to stop the stubble, but also like they have a industry in Beijing that allows like wastage of crops to process into some kind of product or something, or like converting into energy. So like make use of energy conversion, like generating electricity from it.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
That's really awesome.
yeah, biofuel and electricity from them, which you can do that.
Okay.
And yeah, I think those were my questions, but at the same time, like, I want you to give final advice to founders, people who listen to podcasts. I think today we covered not just on founders, geopolitics as well.
Yeah, my final advice is that if you want to grow, then take external capital only if it is required, because external capital will come in with its own expectations. And if you have a business plan in which your internal cash generation is so much that you can use that to grow sustainably, then be like Zoho and Zerodha and don't take external capital.
Yeah,
If you are taking external capital, it's a whole new game. It's a totally different game in which you want to take external capital to grow fast and achieve your objectives in a short period of time, by putting in that money to good use. But then, it's a whole new game. So, apart from spending time in your main business, fundraising takes a totally separate time.
Yeah.
So there are founders who are expert in fundraising, but then they are not able to focus on running their company.
Yeah.
They are all the time fundraising. So, you have to know your numbers, you have to know unit economics, and, you have to be coachable, and you have to believe that you will create something which the customer will want, and be obsessed about it.
Yeah.
And end of the day, treat the fundraise as a partnership, not as an entitlement.
Yeah.
uh, these are the things. And end of the day, if you are creating something good, money will itself come chase you.
Yeah.
Your word of mouth will go, you will get warm introductions with investors, and that will result in a faster turnaround of the investor, because end of the day, investor also feels that they don't want to miss an opportunity.
Yeah.
So you have to create that FOMO in the mind of the investors.
I agree.
um, you know just keep on studying what is working in which country. Maybe you can copy that and create a copycat in India or any other country, and that also works.
Thanks for the lesson. Oh, I actually thought of one more question, if that is okay.
Sure, please.
Uh, so, what are you looking, not in terms of uh, founder, but more on the problem solving that you think India has a lot of potential that every founder needs to look into solving them, at least your problem solving wish list.
I feel that the Indian cities need to have better infrastructure. There should be a footpath besides each road. uh, I feel that 20 companies out of the top 100 in the world should be from India, not the two or three which are there currently.
Yeah.
I feel India should set up its own space station, uh, and have hypersonic missiles, and all kind of latest
Defense
technology.
technologies.
Yeah, defense technology. And I feel that the way China understood that US logistics runs on airlines, the flight system.
Yeah.
There are huge number of airports, and flight is very easy to catch. They didn't want to do that in China, so they believe that train is a better way to connect cities. So they created 40,000 kilometer of high-speed rail,
Yeah.
by first reverse engineering the technology of the foreign companies like Alstom. So similarly, India should, although the airports have doubled in the last 10 years,
Yeah.
but still I feel that high-speed rail is a better solution. Although it is expensive to build, because
Yeah.
if it is running at a high speed, you have to run it at an elevated,
Level.
way. Yeah. So, but I feel that railways is a better solution to India also,
Yeah.
just like it is in China. So I would like to see more high speed rail. I would like to see India in the Security Council, the UN Security Council, because all the countries in the world say that why is India not there? But privately, China and Russia and the US, they don't want India to be in, because nobody likes a new competitor.
Yeah.
All these things. And I would like to see better quality food available in India with less salt and less, cooked in better oil.
Yeah.
Also kind of a health revolution, because today 22 crore Indians have sugar,
Yeah.
have diabetes. So we have become the diabetes and the obesity capital of the world. So millets have been promoted by the government nowadays. Millets does not cause sugar, but wheat, potato, rice, and maida, they cause sugar. They cause diabetes.
Yeah,
So all these things, my wish list is endless for India actually. But I feel that a lot of these things we will get to see in our lifetime. I'm very sure.
I agree with you. Like, I also want to see the all the things that you have said because, like, since when I was a kid, like there were things I good thing about us traveling is you get to see different countries and different ways of living, and I wanted that a different lifestyle, different um, quality of life, especially for Indians, and making them feel secure and everything being in a
Sure.
global stance in the company level and not just two, three companies like Adani, Reliance, and
Right.
having high speed infrastructure because, as you said, this is important. Even having just bullet train, it is taking years to develop, and China
Yeah.
did like have that like in 10
Lot,
years.
lot of time, time acquisition, making the pillars, and all these things are taking so much of time. Probably China did it because it's a single party government.
Yeah, 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 definitely. I think coordination between governments should be developed more, and an infrastructure project that starts from a government push should not be stopped, whether it is a state or central.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
These are the practical difficulties of India. What to say that
yeah,
nothing can be said.
I agree, I agree.
Okay then.
Thanks a lot
Yeah.
for uh,
Thank you so much.
being.
Nice talking to you today. Nice conversation, and I hope I was able to answer your questions well. And looking forward to
Yes.
work closely with you on some projects, and let's see how it works out.
Thank you, Tushar. Thanks a lot. And have a great weekend. And
Thank you. Likewise, you too.
thank you. Thank you for being in the
Bye.
podcast as well. Have a good day. Bye.